I'm starting off with 0.38mm black gel pens. This first one is a Pilot G2. I'm not sure what the brand of this one is, but the barrel says it's by Deli. They look pretty much the same on paper, but I prefer the Pilot G2 because it's smoother and the grip is more comfortable. Next up are black pens with a 0.5mm tip. This is the gel pen from Muji, which is currently filled with a Pentel Knockle refill. I'm not a big fan of the body of this pen, it's a little uncomfortable to write with. Next is the Uni-ball Signo UM100. I think this is a pretty good pen, but again, the body is a little bit uncomfortable to write with. Next, the Uni-ball Jetstream, which is currently also filled with a Pentel Knockle refill. And lastly, the Zebra Sarasa. This has my favorite pen body because of the extended grip, as I hold my pens really close to the tip. As you've probably guessed, my favorite ink is the Pentel Knockle, because it's super smooth and it dries quickly. The Signo and Sarasa are both very smooth as well, but they don't dry quite as quickly. And my only 0.7mm gel pen is a Pilot G2. I honestly don't like this pen that much because it railroads a lot, but I have it because I found it on the ground. Next are my two black fine liners, which are Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pens. And the two sizes I have are S and XS. S is 0.3mm and XS is 0.1. I don't use these very often because I think my handwriting looks weird when I use fine liners, but occasionally I'll use them in my bullet journal because they use archival quality India ink. Here are swatches of all of my black pens and how much they bleed through. My favorite is definitely the Pentel Knockle combined with a Zebra Sarasa body. Next are my gray and silver gel pens. This is a gray Zebra Sarasa with a 0.5mm tip. The gray one railroads a bit more than the black one. This is a silver Uni-ball Signo UM100 with a 0.8mm tip. The silver is really opaque and shiny. Here's how the silver Signo looks on black paper. As you can see, it's super shimmery, which is really nice for adding accents. This is my only white gel pen, and it's the Uni-ball Signo UM153 Broad. It's really opaque, and it's great for adding decorations in my bullet journal. Here's how it looks on black paper. These are my red gel pens, both of which have 0.7mm tips. First, I have a Pilot G2. And I also have a Uni-ball Signo 207. I don't use these red pens very often, I only use them when I'm correcting my work in class. I don't have a strong preference between these two, but if I had to, I'd go with the Uni-ball Signo. These are my markers. This is an ultrafine Sharpie, which isn't really special in any way. I just have it in case I need a permanent marker. Next up, my Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pen with the 1,5 tip. I like to use this tip for larger headers or titles in my bullet journal. Lastly is a Stabilo 68 marker. I like this one a lot, but it's too long to fit in my pencil case, so it's inconvenient to take it with me anywhere. My favorite of these three is the Pitt Artist pen, because it doesn't bleed through the pages of my notebooks like the Sharpie, and it has a sturdier tip than the Stabilo 68. I have 10 zebra mild liners in the colors vermilion, golden yellow, green, blue-green, smoky blue, dark blue, violet, magenta, brown, dark gray, and gray. I really like to use these when I'm taking notes. To be honest, zebra mildliners are not the best highlighters in terms of quality, but I was drawn to these because of the beautiful colors. Don't get me wrong, these are still great highlighters, and I find the marker tip really useful for decorative note-taking. But I have another highlighter brand that's my favorite in terms of smoothness and features. And that highlighter brand is the Uni Window. And I have two in the soft colors, the teal and the purple. I like these because the window allows you to see the text behind them for easier highlighting, and they also have a marker tip for underlining. There aren't so many colors, so I prefer using these for reading and annotation. I only have one mechanical pencil because I definitely prefer pen over pencil. This is the Pilot 2020 with the 0.5mm lead. I have two types of 0.5mm lead, the Uni NanoDia and the Einstein HB Soft. I honestly can't tell the difference between the two. If you watch my study with me videos, I often do practice tests on a whiteboard, and here are my whiteboard markers. The Pentel Knockle is a whiteboard brush marker, which is really fun to use to make headers for my practice tests. And the markers I use for writing are the ultrafine Expo markers. The black one is for the questions, and I use colored ones to answer and correct my questions. I really like these because they're so thin that they're practically like using a regular pen, except it's on a whiteboard. Here are what all my whiteboard markers look like in use. By the way, if you want to learn brush lettering like I'm doing right now, I'll link a video in the top right corner in the cards. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll try to link all of the pens I mentioned in the description box. I also post pictures of me using these supplies on my Tumblr and Instagram, which I'll link in the description as well. I upload new videos every Monday and Friday. See you next time!